Hello. If you've listened to my Economics 101, you'll understand this next one. Our independence is at great risk. We need to become a self-reliant, independent nation. We need a leader who can produce that. One who could give us the direction we need to become fully independent. Why is our independence at risk? Because we are not an independent nation any longer. We are fully dependent upon the rest of the world. That's right. Fully dependent to the rest of the world. Very little of our own country manufactures products any longer. A lot of our resources that we have in this country, we neither touch nor tap. We are dependent for the next 5 to 10 years upon the rest of the world. And using the excuse that, well, it will take 5 years to 10 years to develop those resources is not the reason to not do it. That's only will continue and extend and increase our own dependence upon the rest of the world. You cannot be an independent person unless you're a self-reliant person. Same for our nation. It cannot be an independent nation without being self-reliant. Now is the time for us to turn around what the Congress and Senate has been doing for the past 24 years. Our own economy is controlled by the rest of the world. There was a time when what was happening on the world market did not affect the American people. There was a time when the American dollar was as sound as gold. It didn't float. It didn't increase in value or decrease in value. It was tied to gold because we were independent. We were self-reliant and we depended upon ourselves. This needs to happen. We need to turn around our lack of self-reliance, our lack of independence, our lack of being a free and strong society to stand up for what we know is right and become what we were. Just think right now, who makes our uniforms for our military? Most of them are made overseas. Who makes our equipment for our military? What if they should turn on us? We are dependent upon them to supplement our own shortfalls in manufacturing. How can we stand up for what's right, stand up for what needs to be done, if we are dependent upon those who do not care about right, do not care about what needs to be done? All they care about is furthering their own power. So, what can we do? We have to stop now. We have to say, okay, it's time for us to turn the tables. It's time for us to make that corner. It's time for us to go forward and develop again our resources, to be the leading producer of the natural resources, to be the leading producer of manufactured goods, to be #1, the leading producer in technology. We have the capabilities, we have the equipment and the ability. Do we have the drive? don't look to Congress or the Senate for it. They believe in the world market. It's time for us to believe in our own market. It's time for us to believe in our own people. It's time for us to say we depend upon ourselves and no one else. And we can do it, and we will do it. But we need to do it as a nation. We need to do it as a people. So, basically, we need to be dependent upon ourselves. To be self-reliant upon ourselves. And that is also a very strong goal. But it can only happen with a strong leader. One who could give direction. One who could say, this is how we need to do it. This is how we got to do it. This is what goes on. For every time something is done, there is 100 million reasons not to do it. And both senators will give you those reasons why not to. But there is only one reason to do it, to get it done. We can be part of the solution or part of the problem. Those who are complaining about it and do nothing are the problems. Those who complain about it and comes up with a solution, whether or not we follow it, doesn't matter. They are part of the solution. We need our independence back. We need to be self-reliant upon ourselves. In turn, that will give us more jobs, strengthen our economy, and make us a strong leader in the world. Thank you. Have a nice night. This is JD.